In this video, we will take up private final consumption expenditure, that is PFCE. We will try to explain what is consumption expenditure, who all can incur the final consumption expenditure in the economy, what is PFCE, what are the items for which PFCE is being estimated, and finally methodology being followed in estimating PFCE. Let us understand one by one. First of all, we need to understand why are we estimating PFCE. As we know, we can estimate GDP with three approaches: production approach, income approach, and expenditure approach. In production approach, GDP is defined as the sum of GVAs of all resident producer units of the economy during the reference period. Here, GVA is the value of output minus the value of inputs used up in the process of production. In income approach, GDP is sum of factor incomes provided by the factors of production for their participation in the production process. By factor income, we mean compensation of employees in the form of wages and labor, interest for the capital invested, rent against land used by producers in production process, and profit or mixed income earned by entrepreneurs. In expenditure approach, GDP is the money spent in purchasing goods and services produced in the economy. Or we can say GDP is the sum of private final consumption expenditure, government final consumption expenditure, gross capital formation, and net imports. Here, we can see PFC is one of the constituents of the GDP while estimating GDP through expenditure approach. Having understood the GDP approach, now we move on to the next question. Who all can incur the final consumption expenditure in the economy? As we know, our economy is constituted of institutional units which can be categorized in following 5 mutually exclusive institutional sectors: general government, corporations, which may be financial or non-financial depending on the nature of economic activities in which they are engaged to, then households, and finally non-profit institutions serving households. Out of these institutional sectors, as mentioned above, final consumption expenditure is incurred by general government, households, and non-profit institutions serving households. Corporations cannot incur final consumption expenditure. When they provide goods and services to its employees, it must either be compensation of employees or intermediate consumption. Now let us understand the consumption expenditure of households, non-profit institutions serving households, and the government. The expenditure incurred by the households on goods and services, whether durable goods like cars, refrigerator, air conditioner, etc., whose lifetime are more than 1 year, or on non-durable goods like food, clothes, etc., are termed as household final consumption expenditure. This expenditure can be made within or outside the economic territory. Expenditure incurred by the non-profit institutions serving households on goods and services which they provide to the households as social transfer in kind is expenditure of non-profit institutions serving households. The private final consumption expenditure is the sum of consumption expenditure of both the households and non-profit institutions serving households. And finally, expenditure incurred by the government to finance the provision of non-market goods and services, which comprises health, education for individual consumption, and defense, police, etc. for collective consumption for households and communities, are treated as government final consumption expenditure. By non-market output, we mean that goods and services are provided free or not at economically significant prices. This slide depicts the share of PFCE in the total GDP as per first revised estimates of 2018-19. As we can see, PFCE is the major component of the GDP and constitutes around 60% of the total GDP. GCF has around 32% share, followed by GFCE and net imports, which have share of around 11% and 4% respectively. Now we have seen what is PFCE. It's important to understand what are the items for which PFCE is being estimated. All goods, whether they are purchased or self-produced, like agricultural goods by household enterprises for their own consumption, are included in PFCE. All services which are purchased by households are included in PFCE. However, services produced for own consumption are not included in PFCE. Here, we see that self-produced goods are included in PFCE, but services produced by household members for their own consumption are not included in PFCE. The reason not to include the services produced for own consumption has been clarified in SNA. The SNA includes all production of goods for own use within its production boundary, as the decision whether goods are to be sold or retained for own use can be made even after they have been produced, but it excludes all production of services for own final consumption within households, except for the services produced by employing paid domestic staff and the own account production for housing services by owner occupiers. The services are excluded because the decision to consume them within the household is made even before the service is provided. If the production boundary were extended to include the production of personal and domestic services by members of households for their own final consumption, all persons engaged in such activities would become self-employed, making unemployment virtually impossible by definition. To have more clarity on the coverage of items under PFCE, let us see what are the items which are included and what are the items which are excluded while estimating PFCE with the help of few examples. Purchase or construction of a dwelling by a household is considered as capital formation and not included in the final consumption expenditure of the households. For the rented dwellings, the rental paid is taken as the value of production against housing services. For owner-occupied dwellings, that is households residing in their own houses, since no rental is actually paid, the value of housing services produced is imputed and taken as the output of this activity. And this forms part of household consumption expenditure. Butter produced from milk for self-consumption forms part of PFCE, as we have already discussed that self-produced goods are included in PFCE. Payments for domestic services which one household renders to another, such as services of maid servants, cook, child nursing and gardeners, are also included under PFCE. However, activities such as father coaching his son or cooking meals for family fall outside the production boundary and therefore they are excluded from consumption expenditure. Household final consumption expenditure covers a wide range of goods and services. It is thus desirable to classify the expenditure in some categories. Household expenditures are classified according to the classification of individual consumption by purpose. The classification of individual consumption by purpose, that is COICOP, is a classification developed by the United Nations Statistics Division to classify and analyze individual consumption expenditures incurred by households, non-profit institutions serving households, and general government according to their purpose. It includes categories such as clothing and footwear, housing, water, electricity, gas, fuels, etc. There are 14 main categories in COICOP. The first 12 relate to total individual consumption expenditure of households. The last two are related to the part of consumption expenditure of non-profit institutions serving household and general government that are treated as social transfers in kind. Taken together, these 14 categories represent actual final consumption by households. In our national accounts, PFC estimates are being prepared for 150 items, 66 food items and 84 non-food items and services, which are grouped in 12 COICOP categories. These categories are as follows. Coming to estimation part, the estimate of PFC is generated from two sources. First, as a part of the National Account Statistics, the National Statistical Office compiles annually the estimate of private consumption expenditure. Secondly, the Household Consumer Expenditure Surveys of the National Statistical Office yields the estimates of household consumption expenditure. There are variations in the estimates of PFCE from NAS and that of from the Household Consumer Expenditure Survey. The reasons for variations are: first, coverage. PFCE includes expenditure of non-profit institutions serving households, while household consumption expenditure, which is derived from the Household Consumer Expenditure Survey, is the consumption expenditure of households only. Next, methodology. Methodology adopted for the two sources is also different. PFCE uses commodity flow method, whereas household consumption expenditure from Household Consumer Expenditure Survey is derived from sample survey. Next, FISIM is estimated as part of GVA estimation of banking and financial services, and it is allocated to various industries and is treated as intermediate consumption of industries and PFCE. The imputed rentals of owner-occupied buildings are also included in PFCE, and these two components are not included in the Household Consumer Expenditure Survey. Now, methodology part. Method used for estimating PFCE for a particular type of good depends on whether the production data are available in quantity terms or in value terms. For most of the food items, quantity estimates are available, and for most of the manufactured items, value estimates are available. Now, estimation procedure for food items. The estimates of PFCE are made annually by following commodity flow method. By commodity flow, we mean we track down the flow of each good or service right from its production till its final destination of use. While estimating PFCE for food items, out of the total productions of food grains in a year, some quantity is retained as seed to be used for next year's production, some for animal feed, and some amount goes as waste, and some amount is retained by the producers for their own consumption. By subtracting all these quantities from the total production, we get the marketable surplus. From this marketable surplus, amount that goes for inter-industry consumption and government consumption are subtracted, then quantity of net imports and change in stock are added to arrive at the net marketed supplies. So PFC will be the sum of value of net marketed supply and the value of quantity that is retained by the producer for own consumption. It may be noted that the valuation of quantity retained for own consumption is done at X farm price and the valuation of net marketed supplies are done at retail price. For some agricultural items, PDS is also applicable. So if some amount goes for PDS supply, then that amount will also be accounted for in PFCE and its valuation will be done at PDS price. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Out of the total production of food grains, say 100 tons in a year, quantity retained for seed, feed and wastage, which is 1%, 2% and 2% of the total production respectively in our case, are subtracted to arrive at the net market production. So here our net market production comes as 95 tons. From this net market production of 95 tons, some quantity is retained by producer for his own consumption. Let's say that's 2 tons. This quantity is subtracted to arrive at the marketable surplus. So here marketable surplus is 93 tons. In this marketable surplus, opening stock which is available for consumption during the year, which is 10 tons here, is added, and the amount which remained unused during the year goes in the stock for next year's consumption, which is 3 tons in our case, is subtracted, and then net import, which is 20 tons in our case, is added to arrive at the national disposable supply. So here national disposable supply comes as 120 tons. From this national disposable supply of 120 tons, government consumption of say 20 tons, inter-industry consumption of 40 tons is subtracted to arrive at the net marketed supply, which comes as 60 tons. The amount which goes to inter-industry consumption, here in this case is 40 tons, is also processed and may be consumed by the households in the form of processed products. Here, suppose out of the total produced products, 20 tons of processed products are consumed by the households. So PFC will be 910 rupees at market price, which is the sum of value of quantity retained, value of processed products and value of net marketed supply available for consumption. For data sources of agricultural items, the total production of the agricultural commodities is obtained from the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. The quantity retained for seed, feed and wastage are obtained by using ratios estimated by type study conducted by IASRI. Quantity retained by producer is estimated by consumer expenditure survey. The data on imports and exports are available on a regular basis, both in quantity and value terms, from the monthly statistics of foreign trade of India published by DGCIS. Government expenditure is obtained by the economic analysis of budget documents. The total expenditure on goods is distributed over commodities on the basis of norms of expenditure used from input-output tables. Inter-industry consumption is also taken from input-output tables. Having understood the estimation procedure for agricultural items, next we move on to the estimation procedure for manufactured items. For preparation of estimates of PFCE for majority of manufactured items, data on output according to compilation category wise by adopting the enterprise approach is utilized. Share of products and byproducts for different industries in the total output has been worked out from ASI data 2011. Also from the detailed analysis of ASI data, items of final consumption as per COICOP and share of these items in the total value of products and byproducts is compiled. Applying these share on the value of products and byproducts estimated from the output compiled by the enterprise approach, total value of the products and byproducts of different items is estimated. For unorganized sector, the base year ratio between output of organized and unorganized manufacturing for corresponding industry groups has been used. The total output is then adjusted for import duty, net imports, change in stock and trade and transport margins to arrive at national disposable supply. Finally, the adjustment for inter-industry consumption, capital formation and government consumption is done to arrive at the PFCE. Let's understand this with the help of an example. So we have organized sector output for a particular item, say rupees 100, and for unorganized, say rupees 50. So total output will be 150. It will be marked up by excise duty or other appropriate taxes, which is 5 rupees in our case. So total output becomes 155 rupees. Then we add import of say rupees 50 and import duty of rupees 10 in the total output. This makes our total supplies of rupees 215. This total supply is marked up with TTM, which is rupees 10 here, in this example, making our total available supply for consumption rupees 225. Finally, export of rupees 50 is subtracted to get national disposable supply, which is 175 rupees. From this national disposable supply of rupees 155, government consumption of rupees 20, inter-industry consumption of rupees 25 and capital formation of 10 rupees is subtracted to get PFCE, so which comes as rupees 120. Coming to data sources for manufactured items, compilation category-wise output of manufacturing sector is estimated with the help of MCA data, budget documents, ASI data, and annual report of non-departmental enterprises. Commodity-wise total output of manufactured items of organized sector is estimated with the help of the ASI data. For unorganized sector, base year ratio between the output of organized and unorganized manufacturing for corresponding industry groups has been used. Then for excise duty or GST, we have Ministry of Finance data. And the data sources for the government consumption, TTM, inter-industry consumption, and imports export are same as data for the agricultural items. Now let us understand the procedure for PFC estimation for services. For services, the estimates of final consumption expenditure is derived from the total output, which is measured by the gross earnings of the agencies providing these services to the consumers after netting out the expenditure by the private enterprises and public sectors on these services during the year. The gross earning of any particular service during a given period is the sum total of the payments received from the consumers of these services in lieu of the services rendered to them. For example, to get PFC estimates for hotels and restaurants at current prices, The base year estimates have been taken from NSS 68th round consumer expenditure survey, and ratio of PFCE to output has been worked out for the base year, which is applied on the subsequent year's output to arrive at the PFCE estimates. Then, to get the constant price estimates, current price estimates are deflated by implicit price index of gross value of output. For communication also, PFCE estimated as 40% of the total output. Here also, current prices estimates are deflated by implicit price index of gross value of output. Now coming to state estimation procedure. To estimate PFCE, state may adopt two approaches, direct estimation approach and commodity flow approach, which we have discussed now and are using at national level. In direct estimation procedure, national consumption estimates for several items and commodity groups can be apportioned among states using ratio of state level PFCE to all India PFCE, which is estimated from the consumer expenditure survey. This is most suitable for those item groups for which divergence between NAS and CES estimates are not very high. For rest of the items and commodity groups, it is necessary to explore the alternative sources of data and methods. To estimate PFCE with commodity flow approach, we require sufficient data. States may try to collect requisite data as we have discussed with the help of surveys if not available with the state, and explore GST data also to get data on other indicators as well and come out with their own PFCE estimates. Thank you.